I see it playing out. Let's say I see it starting off slow.
Okay.
And then I see as Shakur wins the first round, as Shakur wins the second round, slowly, I think Teo is going to eventually start picking it up and start imposing his will.
Right.
I think it's really that time for him to really take his first loss and, me whoop his ass to the point where either he quits on the stool or I knock him out. How I see this fight being played out is with me pretty much setting that momentum for the people out there as well. Not really trying to force for it. However, I can't be too technical with Shakur. You got to make it a little ugly. You do.
Everyone thinks they already know how the huge showdown between Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez will play out. The common belief is always the same. Shakur is to slick, to defensive, and to discipline for the explosive but inconsistent Teofimo. But Keyshawn Davis, one of the few fighters who truly knows both men, has dropped a prediction that completely flips that narrative. This isn't just a teammate hyping up his friend. It's a serious warning. Davis believes this fight will turn into a war that goes far beyond the scorecards, and his opinion is based on inside knowledge most fans don't have. And that wasn't even his biggest revelation. While everyone is focused on the lightweight division, Keyshawn quietly revealed a career plan so ambitious it sounds unrealistic.
I feel like boxing is my division. I feel like I can really do whatever I want to do. And I know what I want to do after I beat Jermaine. I want to go to 147 and get a 147 title.
Oh, okay.
Unless he actually pulls it off. Let's break down how Davis believes this potential fight of the year would unfold. Instead of giving the expected, safe answer, he painted a much darker picture for Team Stevenson. According to Davis, the fight would start exactly as most critics predict. Shakur would control the pace early, comfortably winning rounds 1 and 2 with his trademark precision and movement. He would make Teofimo look slow and frustrated, just like he has done to many others before. It would be the classic Stevenson opening clean, controlled, and clinical. But this is where Davis says everything changes. He warned that Teofimo will not fade away like previous opponents. As the fight goes on, Davis believes Lopez will wake up and begin forcing his will into the fight. This is a crucial point. Most analysts believe that if Shakur wins the early rounds, the fight becomes a boring decision.
Fight. In other words, they're jumping to it, but at the end of the era, it may have been Teo and Shakur, especially if you would never fight Shakur, right? How do you see this fight playing out?
I see it playing out, let's say, I see it starting off slow.
Okay.
And then I see as Shakur wins the first round, as Shakur wins the second round, slowly, I think Teo is going to eventually start picking it up and start imposing his will.
Right.
And then, it's just going to go from there. That's how I think it's going to go.
That's a fair assessment.
That's a fair one.
Especially for that to be his brother.
I think it's going to be close. I think it'll be closer than people think.
I think
it's closer than people think.
Good.
Hey, one thing I can say though, because I've been seeing, we've been amateur together and stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Teo can fight.
I'm telling you that. Teo can fight.
Winning back
If you said he couldn't, you'd be lying.
Right. That's a real assessment, though. I think Shakur still wins, but it's going to be closer than what people think.
Teo is nice. A lot, man, no doubt.
Yeah, and Keyshawn, speaking of...
Keyshawn strongly disagrees. He sees Teofimo dragging Shakur into a gritty dogfight in the middle rounds, turning it into something far more dangerous and competitive than fans expect. Davis made it clear that Teofimo can truly fight, a simple but powerful warning that Shakur cannot afford to ignore Lopez's power or his ability to disrupt a game plan. Although Davis still picks Shakur to win in the end, he does not describe a one-sided masterclass. Instead, he describes a survival test against a fighter who refuses to quit. However, there is a massive question mark hanging over this prediction, and it comes from a private conversation Davis had with Teofimo that raised serious concerns. Davis revealed a behind-the-scenes moment that should worry every Teofimo Lopez fan. During a private FaceTime call between the two, Keyshawn noticed something troubling about Teofimo's mind.
Would Teofimo knock out Shakur? No. Can Teo adjust to the point where he beats Shakur? Yeah. You don't see how? Shakur hates slick and economic boxers. So does Teo. They both hate what each other are. Shakur looks great against volume punchers. De Los Santos sitting back and not being active, Shakur doesn't look good. That's when they say he's boring. The thing is, Teofimo Lopez is an excellent fighter. He beat Josh Taylor and Lomachenko. How did he beat Lomachenko? By being patient. Y'all sleeping on Teo. And it's at 140. Now, the thing what's wrong with Teo is Teo also looks good as a counter puncher when you are a volume puncher too. Another thing is Teo looks very great when he's dialed in. He fights more athletic than Shakur. Shakur fights far more technically sound, and he's a more gifted fighter skill-wise. I'm leaning towards Shakur, but
Lopez wasn't talking about breaking down Shakur's defense or making history. He wasn't focused on legacy or unifying titles. Instead, according to Davis, Teofimo seemed completely unmotivated by the idea of fighting Shakur. His attention was locked on a different name, Jaron Boots Ennis. This revelation shocked many fans. One of boxing's biggest stars appeared to be looking past the most skilled technician in the sport to chase a dangerous welterweight opponent. This lack of focus could be disastrous. If Teofimo enters a tactical chess match with Shakur while mentally preparing for a war with Boots, he may be walking straight into a trap. Davis suggested that this distraction was obvious during their call. It raises a serious question. Is Teofimo underestimating the mental discipline?
You've been vocal about your desire to fight Teofimo Lopez. And of course, I was there in Las Vegas, right, when you FaceTime Teo. Now Teo's fighting Shakur Stevenson. But do we see Keyshawn and Teo at some point?
How was Teo acting when I FaceTimed him? Since you brought it up, how was he acting?
You tell me. You tell the people.
Why do I gotta tell you?
You gotta tell him anyway.
Right.
How was he acting? How was he acting?
Hey, all I'm gonna say is he was not motivated.
Right.
He kept saying he wanted Boots.
Look,
He kept saying he wanted.
Required to chase Shakur for 12 rounds. Davis seems to believe so, noting that the hunger simply wasn't there in Teofimo's voice. In boxing, looking past an opponent is often the first step toward a painful loss. While analyzing this mental battle, Davis also explained why he will never fight Shakur himself. Fans have long demanded a Davis versus Stevenson super fight, but Keyshawn shut that idea down completely. He explained that their bond goes deeper than business. During the lowest moments of his career, when suspensions, weight issues, and mental pressure nearly broke him, it was Shakur who stood by him. To Davis, fighting Shakur would be a betrayal of brotherhood. He sees the lightweight division as Shakur's territory and has no desire to challenge the man who helped save his career. So at the top of the lightweight and junior welterweight,
Shakur Stevenson.
Yes,
Without him, I wouldn't be here right now, neither. And let's talk about Shakur, because y'all just keep riding his wave about us not fighting. Back then, I was telling y'all how I was going through all that mental home stuff, and he was the one that was calling me. And now, from this June situation, like two points of my lowest times, he was there.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
This
right.
time, y'all actually got to witness. So, like, y'all keep talking about me and him fighting, bro. I would never fight Shakur. Y'all just need to kill that, for real.
That.
But Shakur was one person I reached out to, like, on that level, and he just giving me game. Y'all already know how we rock. Adrian Broner reached out to me.
AB, yeah.
Giving me game. Hey, shouts out Southside. Southside, the producer. Southside reaching out to me like, yo, get back in the... Chance the Rapper reached out to me. Shoot. I gotta go through the DMs. Like, a lot of people, surprisingly, who was just like, hey, Sauce Walker reached out to me. A lot of people surprisingly was just like, yo, get back. We miss you. You know, so, hey, shouts out to y'all, man, for real. Shouts out Jay Prince, you know?
People remember who Sean. Where did that tension start? And why does it sound personal between you two? Come on. I've been doing this a long time, kid. Let's go.
Africa need to freaking stop smelling himself.
Right.
For real. He need to relax. Africa, I realized, like, Africa went pro at 2016. I was still amateur at 2016. I ain't go pro to 2021. Now, I'm not even really trying to fight for your belt. I'm trying to go to 140. Like, Africa, you need to relax and stop disrespecting, bro. Like, it's one thing to talk trash, but bro, we all fighters. We all come from the same type of areas. Just stop being disrespectful, bro. Show people respect. Stop throwing business out there on Twitter. Like, just talk boxing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of narratives in boxing don't be about boxing. And I feel like he's one of the fighters that don't talk boxing, you know? So,
I feel that.
like, stop smelling yourself a little bit. I understand we become champion and all that. Like, I understand. But just relax a little bit, bro, and stop being disrespectful, bro. And I bet a lot more opportunities will start coming your way.
No doubt.
Yeah, Keyshawn, and look, we know, right? You and Hitchens were in talks to fight on this card, January 31st. It was kind of close to getting done. Didn't in the end. What happened there?
Shit, I'm not even gonna lie. This is what happened. I was at my community event, December 22nd. It's crazy. It's crazy. So I'm on high right now. So after the event, I get a phone call. The guy said, yo, Key, I don't know what happened, but something happened. You fighting January 31st. I'm about to see the contract. For real? Word? Bet. Just like that. He sent me the contract. I signed that same night. And literally the next morning, I see Africa and bro arguing on Twitter and shit. I'm like, damn. I kind of feel bad for whatever. But yeah, that's what happened.
So
I got a heart, bro.
Keyshawn
weight divisions is blocked by his closest ally. Where does Keyshawn Davis go next? This is where the interview truly shocked everyone. Davis revealed that he has no intention of waiting around at 140 pounds. Instead, he plans to jump straight to 147 pounds, the welterweight division, immediately after his next fight. This is an extremely risky move. Most fighters take years to adjust to a new weight class, slowly testing themselves before chasing titles. Davis wants to skip that entire process. His plan is to defeat Jermaine Ortiz and then immediately hunt for a championship at welterweight, a bold gamble that could either define his legacy or end it.